A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai Om Vishnu Pada Paramahamsa Parivrajika Charya Sataraswati Sisima His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki Nama Charshal Hari Rasa ki Praise God, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Vasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki Radha Krishna Prabhupada Shama Vrinda Radha Vrinda Giri Govardhan ki Sri Vrindavan Ram ki Radha ki Mayapura Ram ki Ganga Mani ki Yamuna Mani ki Bhakti Devi ki Tulsi Devi ki Hari Nama Sankirtan ki
And we know some, like I know there's a car that's coming in from New York with 8 or 10 people that's coming a little bit later. There's a carload of people with 8 or 10 people from Washington D.C. that are coming later and some other locations. But we do want to point out especially that the bus from Alachua drove all night long in the direction of Mount Rockford, and they gave it a time. Keeping that in mind, that they did drive all night long and just got here, we thought it's a good idea. We're going to ask them all to sit on this side of the room and keep the windows open over there. This is a guy meeting, and we're going to speak real frankly about sensitive topics over the weekend. So we're very glad that you're here. A couple of little announcements. Want to, that's really high. Jai Krishna, can you come up? You are our host, and we are so grateful that you agreed kindly on behalf of the Jai Krishna Prabhu has been the temple president in New Vrindavan for about 7 years now. He's resigning from that post at the end of December, moving on to some regional oversight of the entire big part of the East Coast and some of the Midwest. But he's here for this, and he's helped in the background to get things organized. I just want to ask him to welcome us all on behalf of New Vrindavan.
Hare Krishna. Welcome to New Vrindavan. It's a big pleasure for us to have you here this weekend. As Nuttama Prabhu said, we are your hosts, so please let us know we can do anything for you to make your stay more comfortable. I'm sure that His Holiness Bhakti Mark Swami, we don't see him anymore. Behind. And then Uttama and some other devotees, they have made a wonderful program for you. It will be a great experience, I'm sure, and we are doing our part as hosts to make your retreat as comfortable and as a deep experience as possible. Who is the first time in New Vrindavan of you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay. So just about the community, you have seen maybe in front of the temple, it's our 50th anniversary. 1968, the first farm community in ISKCON. The first cow came in 69, so next year we have the 50th anniversary of the cow protection program in ISKCON. In between we have 61 cows, bulls, oxen, whatever. We have 200 members of the community living on site, about 100 around us, Wheeling, Mountsville and different other places. And we have about 30,000 plus visitors a year. We have many very solid devotees who are coming every year, twice a year, 3 times a year from far away. Atlanta 12 hours, Boston 12 hours, of course, many from Toronto, and New York, New Jersey, and of course all over the place. You know that Srila Prabhupada has written so many times in his books about Vrindavan, so if normally devotees coming from any continent to US, actually they're visiting us, you know. Srila Prabhupada, of course, we have his memorial here as the Palace of Gold. Please do not miss tonight to actually visit the Palace of Gold. The Palace of Gold have been rated by CNN as one of the 8 religious wonders to visit in the United States, which is of course wonderful marketing for us. And just recently, Business Insider named the Palace of Gold as one of the 30 most beautiful places to visit in the United States. So Krishna is really merciful on Vrindavan by these different selections. We get a lot of visitors. And we are in general rated as a unique tourist attraction. Yeah? So if somebody drives by I-70, if they go on the internet and look for a unique tourist attraction, so normally the Palace of Gold is popping up and they're coming up here. You may have seen this morning we had a couple for lunch from North Carolina. They're just going for a wedding and passing by. That's normally the visitors we are getting, specifically Westerners. And of course we have many Indian visitors. We always joke if the bands are coming from India for a young IT man or IT girl, they have to do 2 things. They have to go to Niagara Falls and visit Vrindavan. In general, that's actually what they all do. So thank you very much again for coming, and again, please let us know if we can do anything for you, and we're looking forward to have your association over this weekend, and we hope you have a great experience. Hare Krishna.
And just to add one thing to Jai Krishna's comment, I know some of you, when he mentioned that we won an award for CNN, it didn't sit comfortably. We've also entered New Vrindavan, and next year's Fox is doing a special thing for religious communities in North America. We're submitting that. We want to keep ourselves politically balanced here. Okay, a couple of very special announcements. First of all, not only is this the first day of the mantra retreat, this also happens to be the birthday of His Holiness Bhakti Maharaj. His disciples had a program up here earlier today, but this is a celebration amongst, you know, juniors and elders and peers and all that. So I think just because he's like godbrother of a lot of us and others are welcome to join him, we should just give him an old-fashioned happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Swami. Happy birthday to you. Again, but you're a sannyasi, so it doesn't matter. Take birth, don't take birth. It's all just focused on proper service. So we won't have that. Also want to mention too, appreciation to Bhakti Mark Swami, that the idea of this conference actually came during one of his walks. By Krishna's grace, last year, when he was finishing up his walk across the United States. I don't know if everybody knows, he's walked across Canada 4 times. And the United States once, the whole country all the way across. So I was able to join him for 4 days. So we were kind of kibbutzing as we were walking through California and decided, hey, this is so nice, just the 2 of us walking. Well, actually it's 4 of us, a couple of good Brahmanis, wonderful young devotees. Spending time together, you know, guy stuff. You get up early in the morning, walk a little while, eat a lot of prasadam, stop, eat a lot more prasadam, walk a while, eat more prasadam. At the end of a long day, go back to the hotel they arranged, sit in the sauna for a couple hours. And, you know, it was that kind of, you know, modern day tapasya. It was very purifying. So we said, hey, why don't we get a bigger group of men together? And so from his walks across the country, so you can see people ask you, what's the result of these walks you do, Maharaj? You can say, well, the mantra event came out of the walk, so that's one of the many, many results from that. And if you get a chance during the weekend, be sure to corner him and ask him to tell you some of his bear stories. There's a few that were kind of interesting. So we got a couple kind of like, well, just some quick announcements. This is the main place we're going to be having all the events. We'll put our chairs in here when more people come. The rest of the prasadam, because we have a bigger group, is going to be under the lodge. Right, Jack Christian? Be under the lodge. Now, I'm noticing, I don't see a lot of people flashing schedules. Did you pick them up, or you're all like app people? Did they give you, when you signed in, did you get a copy of the schedule? Okay, so that's, Prabhupada said our movement is meant to be the best of the East and the best of the West. Sometimes we do it the other way. So we're hoping to be on Western time, on Eastern time, and we'll see how it goes. But we're gonna do our very best. So we're gonna kind of have a little opening session here, get some of the conversation started. And then we wanted to do, when we actually did some feedback, we did some survey, what would the men in North America like to do? Was Kirtan, which you got a lot of Kirtan scheduled. Maharaj is here with a troupe from Toronto and Afar to do a performance for us. Yadunath, world famous, wonderful ISKCON comedian, is going to be here tomorrow morning and tonight. We have Bert Rochford, sociologist, is going to kind of get us started. Some of you that are hankering for a little more kind of academic, intellectual content tomorrow morning. He's kind of our keynote speaker, talking about men over the 50 years of ISKCON. How's the understanding of the male role changed? Maybe what have we? I think it's type. If you got it there, lessons learned along the trail, kind of like Maharaj's trail, I think. So there's that. We've got. I've seen the menu. Jai Krishna's wife, primarily, Anuradha, designed like a fan. And Apurva Prabhu is here in the kitchen. So this is a serious event when you get Apurva in the kitchen, isn't it? So Apurva's here to help cook for us. And lots of really wonderful things. So yoga, Damodar Prabhu is going to be doing yoga class. Those of you that want to participate in that, so in the same place tomorrow. And after this session, we're going to do some seva. Tomorrow is Sangha and sports. I'm going to put it to you guys, because I know, men, we like challenges now and then, okay? So, fresh challenge for some of you. How many of you have ever been in a gulab jamun catching contest? Raise your hand. Go ahead, raise your hand. Okay, 1, 2, okay, good.
With your hands or your mouth?
Okay, what's that?
With your hands or your mouth?
Oh, Prabhu, come on. It's a men's event here, Prabhu. Mouth only, hands behind your back. The only time you get to use your hands is picking up whatever you miss off the ground and honoring Prashad, okay? So we'll explain more details tomorrow, but Guru Das and some of us have been doing this, we've done this years ago. If you see us walking around going, we're getting ready for the big catch, okay? So you want to loosen your jaws up. So that's one of the sports events tomorrow. This afternoon we're going to do 3 different seva projects. So that starts at 4, a little bit before that. We'll give you some follow-up and talk about that. Now before we started, because we do have some serious things to talk about, and we know that household life and the responsibilities we take on as brothers and husbands and fathers are important ones. So I wanted to give the opportunity to have a little dialogue started. Gorvani, are you back there? Gore is my son, you may know him. He and I wanted to start out a little serious conversation here about men's roles in Christian consciousness. Okay, so here he is.